Welcome to Now That's Smokin'. I'm Kel Phelps, your host, bringing over 30 years of barbecue passion as publisher of Barbecue News Magazine and also managing partner now of the National Barbecue and Grilling Association. From my younger days on the competition circuit to helping lead the barbecue and grilling industry, I'm here to share some of the untold stories, spark plenty of laughs, and maybe even share a few tips or tricks you may not even know yet from some of the biggest names in the barbecue world. Join me as we take a deep dive into barbecue's heart and soul with the Now That's Smokin' interview series.
Hey, welcome y'all. Now That's Smokin'. We're here today, man, and we are thrilled to have the Hall of Famer Myron Mixon on tap. Very first show here. Now That's Smokin' interview series, but surely needs no introduction to the barbecue world. But five-time world grand barbecue champion, mastermind behind Jack's Old South barbecue competition team, and probably best known from the Pitmasters barbecue series that ran for several years. And he was the host and master judge of that thing. Best-selling cookbooks, decades of smoking expertise and competitive grit, from the winningest man in barbecue to mentoring barbecue enthusiasts from around the world with his cook school there. Also the mayor of Unadilla and Unadilla, Georgia. Let me say that right. And hey, he's here to share a few inside knowledge about his barbecue journey, tips and tricks with us. But hey, listen, man, Myron, man, we appreciate you jumping on with us, and we're excited to have you, my man.
Glad to be with you, Kel, especially for the first one. I like being first.
Hey, most people say, they want to get called last. It's not bad to get called first sometimes, but
no, I like to be first place. Let's just say that. How about that?
There you go, man. Hey, good deal, man. Well, listen, we're going to step away just a second. We're going to pay a few bills. We're going to jump right back in it here in just a second, man.
Welcome to the world of barbecue mastery. With Maverick thermometers, you can elevate your grilling game to new heights. Whether you choose the BT600 remote Bluetooth thermometer for extended range or the reliable PT51 instant read thermometer, you're set for success. Don't forget to use checkout code NTS for a special bonus gift. Let's make your next cookout unforgettable with Maverick thermometers. Happy grilling.
All right, here we go back from the break. And Myron, man, it's great to see you. And we've been watching you wide open here lately. Looks like with the restaurant stuff going on in Gatlinburg. See you still competing in Memphis, doing your thing there. But just going back old school, man, people don't realize I met Myron probably some 30 years ago. And I went with a friend of mine that was in the drag racing world. And Tracy and Myron actually drag raced a little bit, had a Chevrolet dealership, best I can remember, there in Unadilla up in that area. But a friend of mine bought a Nova drag car from you guys, and we brought that thing home, and he got going, and I got the bug. And of course, I was always on the back end of the barbecue news with Daddy and them had started it. I was running the print press and all that stuff. So how long ago was that, man? I didn't even know y'all were car guys. But
the dealership was in Vienna, Georgia, down there where the Big Pig Jig's at. That's been what, 30 years ago? 30
at least. It had to be in the early 90s for us.
You had to come up there and buy a drag car so you can lose some more money. That's a good place to do it. Everybody's always talking about wanting to get the barbecue team together and go compete. Well, that's a good way to spend money too. But a drag car or a dirt track car, that'll get it too. You're going to spend some money and not have no return.
There is definitely no ROI in that deal for sure, man. Not just low time. I mean, you got to go big time with it or whatever. But we had a good time with it. But so that would have been somewhere in the early 90s. I remember your first restaurant you had down there. What I remember most about that was the catfish. Good gracious, man.
We did all. Well, I don't know if we did all you could eat. We had catfish on Friday nights. We always did them on Friday nights. And I remember we opened up in 01. Same year I won my first world championship. I just had to have me a hometown barbecue joint. It was called Jack's Old South Barbecue and Grill, which the Jack's Old South is named after my dad, Jack Mixon. And like a lot of folks, I just had to have me a barbecue restaurant. Well, it's not bad having a barbecue restaurant, but most of the people that want to do it in their hometown, unless you live in Atlanta or New York or some big city, hard to make a living in a little old town of 1,500, 2,000 folks if your hometown is that small. And that was a learning experience for me. I found out you could work just as hard doing 3 or 4 or 5 million a year in business as you down there in a little hometown trying to eke out $50,000 or $60,000 a year. It didn't take me long to figure that out.
Hey, well, at least you figured it out, though. There's some people that yet still figured that out, yet still trying to bang away at it and hard at it every day, about to kill themselves.
I know, and I get it. I mean, you got some great food and you want your local folks to have it. And I get asked all the time, why don't I put one, down in Georgia, or especially I get asked every now and then about on my hometown. Well, I done been that route. Done been there and done that. You got to have a lot of people. I mean, and when I say a lot of people, you got to have a lot of people coming all the time. And it ain't just a lot of people. You got to pick out your demographic and how many barbecue joints are already there, and not even all of that. You're competing against every food dollar out there that people are going to go out and eat. You're competing against the Italian restaurant, the burger joint, the fish joint, because they're just going to spend X amount of dollars eating out. You got to hope to get some of that, but the more folks you got, the better your odds are. So I'm not knocking the hometown folks. I done tried it, but to make some money and not just swap money, you got to be somewhere big.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about it, man. I mean, you've been in Alexandria, Virginia, which is just outside of Washington, D.C. They're in Gatlinburg now, man. And I can't wait to get there and try some of that, by the way. But so how big are those places now compared to that first one?
Oh, I mean, we can seat Gatlinburg like 175, counting inside and on the balcony. We got balcony seating there in Gatlinburg. And, when I was down in Vienna, Georgia, the first little Jack's Old South Barbecue and Grill, probably could seat 15, 20 people on the inside. And I think I had a picnic table out front. So,
yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I loved every minute of it. I love being there with the local folks. We did breakfast and lunch. Friday nights, we did the catfish. I was open just on Friday nights during the week. But, it was everybody I grew up with, all the farmers, stuff like that, and family stuff. It was fun. But you work your butt off. I was up at 4 o'clock, going down there doing the breakfast thing, and then we went into lunch. I cooked barbecue for lunch, but the thing about it is when you're in a small town, you can't pigeonhole yourself. You can't just be a barbecue restaurant.
Right.
I had to do hamburger steaks. I had to do fried chicken. I had to do it all. And that comes under the category, again, what I talked about a while ago. You got to have people. You got to have a lot of people to be able to be a one cuisine, like I am in Gatlinburg where we do barbecue. We do have fish on the menu. One of them is grilled salmon, and we got a fried catfish, and that's the only thing there. And we don't have anything vegan. If you come to somewhere that Myron Mixon's got his name or face on it and you want vegan, you came to the wrong damn place.
Hey, I hear you, man. So let's talk about what you like to eat. And I know, man, you used to go up when you started going up to Gatlinburg. There's a place I see you eating prime rib, man. You were pushing that all the time. And I never stopped in up to that place, but it looked good to me because prime ribs high on my to do.
Cherokee Grill, and they do an awesome job. The prime rib, they do it only on Friday and Saturday nights. And they do awesome. And the thing is, everybody always thought I had an interest in that restaurant. I never have. They've never comped anything for me, and I never asked. But I don't mind bragging or promoting somebody that has good stuff. I mean, I don't. I mean, if I'm using a car dealership, or if I'm using a window washer, if I'm using a yard guy, I'll promote it and I'll put it out there for them, because hardworking people that do a great job, you need to brag on them folks. You need to make sure, and you need to compensate them. I mean, I know a lot of folks gripe about at restaurants and stuff about tipping and things, but I don't mind tipping for good service. I don't mind paying for good people that do stuff for me at the compound here. If I have to hire it out, electricians, whatever that is, I'll promote them. I'll brag about them. And I don't expect anything back. I mean, I've had folks do stuff for me and want to comp one for me. I said, man, you can't make a damn living giving away stuff. I said, you need to charge me. You know, you can't make a living comping. And me and you know more about that than anything in the barbecue world. First thing a damn competition team does, they run out here and they want to get started, and they want to run around and get charcoal free and get me or whoever to give them a smoker and blah, 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 blah. You know, if you can't afford this game, you need to keep your ass out of it. You know, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. I mean, when I was running, and I used to run 45 contests a year, did it for 15 years, I never got anything comped. I mean, I didn't go ask Kingston for a bag of charcoal because I was running stickwood anyway. I was running peachwood. But I'm just saying, you know, I know what the game is today. Everybody wants to look like that damn NASCAR driver with all that shit all over your shirt, all over your jacket, and all over your trailer. But only thing on my shirt is what I'd make, build, and sell myself. They ain't never Myron Mixon stuff on me. I'm not telling you I don't have some sponsors in business or some partnerships in business, but they don't fund my barbecuing world. The ones that funded me coming up were my mom and daddy and my family. If I needed some damn money or something, scraped it up. But I used to go out and do catering on weekends. I wasn't competing, me and Dobie, and to pay for the next contest if I didn't win, which I was doing a lot of winning. So I was putting a lot of it back into the game. But again, that's the first thing. You know, Myron, I'm out here cooking. It look good if I cook on one of your smokers. Well, all you got to do, Hoss, is step up and buy one. You know, I don't need nobody promoting my shit other than Myron. You know, I love everybody that buys Myron stuff, and I do love them. I love them all, and I'll do anything I can to promote you, but I can't give my stuff away and keep staying in business too.
That's right. So
I know some. Well, you know, let me finish out. You know, and I know, and I ain't gonna call a name here. I know some folks been in the business, smoker business, and other businesses that put their own butt out of business, giving stuff away.
Absolutely,
you can't do that. Can't do that.
Absolutely. So let's go. Let's talk about some of those old days, man, when y'all were running so much. KCBS changed the rule book because of you boys. I remember in the early 90s, man, y'all would split up and y'all would hit 2 or 3 events on a weekend with 2 of you guys. And I remember y'all were first in points, and a couple of people grumbled, said, hey, they're running 2 teams. It's the same month, but it's different folks. And then they changed the head cook deal or whatever. But, you know.
That was all about damn jealousy, too. That's what a lot of that shit was. I mean, the thing is, to me, it was harder to be able to split a team up and go do different contests. I remember I was out in Mesquite, Nevada, one out there, and I had Dobie in South Carolina. That was a KCBS there. Dobie was in doing might have been a Memphis or Florida barbecue. I can't remember. I sent him there with Michael and the rest of them. Well, he won and I won. We were 3,000 miles apart.
Yeah.
You know, and my hat would have been off to anybody else that could have pulled it off, but you didn't hear no damn hat off to Myron for doing it.
No, man. Listen, I just remember, I remember trying to just keep up because I was on the new verge of taking over from Daddy and those guys and trying to keep up with the barbecue world, compete a little bit where I just could talk the language of what everybody was doing. But man, and when Myron's name would come up, everybody be like, oh boy, watch out. And everybody was like, well, he's doing something. There's something. He's doing something somewhere. He's doing something somewhere. I said, he's cooking like he knows how to cook. That's what he's doing. On the old, what was the name of the grill, y'all?
Maxie's.
The old.
Oh, you talking about the
Huntley.
The Huntley. That old damn drum. That was old barrel. Old damn LP smoker. It was out of an OLB tank.
Never forget, man, at the Jack, it was about 32, 31 degrees, a little frost coming that night. You boys brought the blanket out of the trailer and wrapped that thing up. And I think y'all wound up winning the reserves.
We got a reserve there that night.
But golly, man, just, old school to me. And I got to say it again, man. I hadn't been to the memories class yet. I've been to a couple of your schools, but the memory class is on my bucket list. So, but the old deal, shoveling coals and cooking like that, man, I'm a firm believer you will never be able to replace that flavor or duplicate that flavor that is created from that process.
No, you can't. I mean, I tell people all the time, the best barbecue you'll ever put in your mouth, not telling it because I know how to do it. That's the way I learned. My dad, Jack Mixon, taught us to cook that way. But there used to be a lot of old pitmasters that had barbecue joints or cooked for the community or whatever they did. That's the way they cooked. And that is the ultimate barbecue. Nobody today cooks that way. Now, I know you got some that's doing whole hogs at some of their barbecue places and this kind of stuff, but very few of them are taking wood and burning down the wood and shoveling the coals. A lot of them are using the charcoal or whatever in there already, but that type of work and dedication to barbecue, you very, very rarely see that today because it's very labor intensive. When I do the memories class, I'll use 5 to 6 cords of wood. That's to run 30-foot section, 3 10-foot sections of pit. So it's that's not cool. Only is it hard, but it's also it's very burn up a lot of fossil fuels out there. A lot of trees. Anybody's a tree grabber, you don't want to learn how to do that. You don't want to come to my class.
And the thing is, I think today everybody's so dang busy. They don't have that. Most people don't take time to cook like that. I wish I could do that in my own backyard. I'd stack some cinder blocks and do it in a heartbeat. But bills
most people most of the people now wanting pellet cookers, which we sell and build, and I love mine. When I'm doing demos for Facebook or anything like that, I'm generally going to be doing it on a pellet cooker because I can set it and have the meat coming off like I want and not have to have somebody else with me to do the demo to keep up with the stick burner or something like that while I'm doing. I can do it all, and I don't have to even have anybody but me. It makes it easy. I mean, even the gurus and stuff, the fans and the thermostat control fan units you got to go with these gravity feeds, and we build those too, and I love them. Matter of fact, the last 2 world championships we won was on our RFG 72s, which is our reverse flow hog cooker, which are gravity cookers. Right. It just makes it so easy now. Yep. I done got to be, I'm 63 years old. I don't want to get out there every day shoving coals no more. I'm done with that. I mean, I like doing the class. That's my favorite class. We do them now in January, February, March, and April. We've added 3. We used to just do it in January, but we have so many people want to get in it. But I'm glad it ain't but once a month for those 4 months. I mean, we used to do it every week with my dad. And just like hot as it is now, we be cooking.
Right.
We be cooking. And it's fun, but it ain't that fun.
I hear you. Hey, man, we're going to step away real quick, pay a bill or two. We'll be right back with Myron Mixon.
Do you love barbecue? Join the National Barbecue and Grilling Association, host of Now That's Smokin' the Interview Series. As the industry's heartbeat since 1991, we connect pitmasters and enthusiasts with needed resources, events, and community. Managed by Kel Phelps, your host of this series, membership unlocks insider tips and networking for any barbecue lover. Sign up at NBBQA.org and start fueling your passion today, because every grill deserves a champion running it. Now that's smoking.
Hey, we're back here, man. Now that's smoking. The interview series, Myron Mixon, the winningest man in barbecue. Good gracious. Come a long way, my friend. And seen a lot of miles up and down the road. Let's talk about it and your first experience competing. Where was that at? And what was the deal? How different was it then? But where was you? And can you remember how you did? And
I remember it well. Of course, I was born and raised in Vienna, Georgia, which is the same county as where Unadill's at, Dooley County. And Big Pig Jig, been around since 1982. If anybody's familiar with barbecue contests, they probably have heard of the Big Pig Jig. It was an MIM contest sanctioned. Now it's the MBN, which is the Memphis Barbecue Network, where you do the hog shows and ribs. And that was predominantly what I cooked when the earliest part of my career. Still do some today if I get to go. But my dad passed away in January of 96. He had a stroke December 27 of 95, and he passed away at the end of January. Held on that long. He was 56 years old, which now that I'm 63, that's pretty young. You know, and I didn't realize how young he was, but he was 56. And I probably would have never started competing if he'd stayed alive. And I'd rather never competed than him stay alive. But I'm just telling you, Jack Mixon was a hard man. And he competed once at the Pig Jig back in 82 when Stan Gambrell and them first started it. He did once out there, but he saw right then he wasn't big on the partying and all that kind of stuff. Pretty much all they were doing out there was showing out and partying. And so I'm just telling you, Jack Mixon probably wouldn't, even I was a grown man, but I still minded what my daddy told you, because when respect ran out, I was scared of him. And he was tough. He was tough. Now, I ain't telling nobody no lies about it. Anybody knows he's tough. But he passed away in January. Mama still had the sauce company doing sauces, and we decided to promote the sauce that I get out and start competing at some of the contests like the Pig Jig. So my first one was Augusta, Georgia, the Lock and Dam. It was a Memphis and May event. At the time, Memphis and May itself, same people was doing the World Championship for so many years. They ran the circuit. They run the sanctioning on the circuit. And they had one over in Augusta, Georgia, the Lock and Dam. And I took a first place hog, first place rib, and a third place shoulder at that contest, my first time out. And I was there by myself. My mama drove over and brought one of her good friends with her, Gloria Reed, which is my second cousin's wife. And they washed dishes for me and helped me get set up for finals and stuff while I was over there. So I was back when I was a lot younger, a lot tougher. And I sat up all night. I had a hotel room at some dive hotel because I couldn't afford no better. And I ran when they got there that morning. I had the hog bite ready, shoulders was ready. All I had on there was the ribs coasting. I ran to the hotel, took a shower, and come back. And so I got two first and a third. I was back. I remember L&L Cooking Crew was there. You had Chitwood was there. Larry Chitwood was there. There was a bunch of good teams back in the day. And I was hooked. I said, you know what? I said, and I looked at it this way. I was cocky and arrogant too, but when we jumped out there, I've been used to cooking with Daddy, shoveling coals, that type of thing. Daddy never owned a thermometer on the pit and didn't know what a damn meat thermometer was. He went by feel when he felt the 10, he could do a 10 count, it's time to fire it. And as far as checking the meat when it was done, he could do it with his hands, by smell, and by sight. So that's the way I learned. Well, when I jumped on a water cooker, And I had a gauge on my pit, and I had a damn meat thermometer. I said, hell, this is like spitting off a train here. This is going to be easy compared to what I've been doing. And it was, but I didn't, now look back how hard that was, and I say it all the time, and I'm not begrudging anybody in today's game because we got so much knowledge out there now. You got so many damn people that can teach. You got so much internet cookbooks. You got so many gadgets now that make the cooking easy. But I know for a fact, I ain't guessing, and you do too, probably 75% of them that's getting in the game today, if they had to do all the shit we did back then, they wouldn't damn be in it.
It'd be a lot different, man. But I'll say this: if the first MIM to do that back in the day by yourself, you was a bad man because that was a lot of work.
People don't get it is you had all the, not only were you building blind boxes, but your blind boxes, say on your hog was turned in at 10, your first damn on-site judge is sitting there looking at you.
Right. That's it.
So I had to have somebody to run, but that's what was going on. And 200-pound plus hogs. I never did cook a hog under 200 pounds the whole time when I was using water cookers. Never cooked them less than 200. And I'd always cook 10 shoulders, about 22-pound average, and I cooked 12 baby backs every contest.
That's a lot of work, my friend, but it's paid off, no doubt, from those humble, hard beginnings. I won't call them humble because that hard work will humble you for sure.
Oh, yeah, it would. I tell you what, though, I go back and I do it all over again. I loved it. Still love it.
So I just remember when Daddy and Doc, man, we would go and I was playing ball, basketball, baseball, whatever it was. And I didn't get to go a bunch, but when they got to the pig jig in the fall, I always made a point to go down and help them and hang out or whatever. And they had to, I think L&L was probably the only ones that had an enclosed trailer. We all took our stuff on a flatbed trailer and it was on pallets and it rolled up, looked like a big wooden house, the front of a house when we got when we set it all up. But man,
looked like you brought everything out of the backyard and off the porch right there with you. I know.
That's it. But definitely come a long time since then, man. But so let's talk about since then, man. All the phrases that have come up have been your stuff that you come up with. And you guys, I remember the big ice cream cone, the South Georgia ice cream cone, in watching one of your presentations one time, the big hunk out of the pork butt. And dreams, I don't even remember what y'all called it, the South Georgia dream cone or whatever, but it was a big old hunk of, it was a tube out of the butt, is what it was. The money muscle. I remember when that phrase was coined, and now you fast forward 15, 20 years ahead. Now that's all you cook when you go to KCBS contest.
That's all. I mean, now all they do since they changed the rules, you got people now, all they do is cook pork collars, and the pork collar is made up of the tubes, which is behind the money muscle end, which is the actual end of the pork shoulder that locks down the spine. But they don't even put the tubes in there anymore. Now most of them just running just straight money muscle slices in the box.
That's it.
We've gone from KCBS, I don't think ever required them to cook the whole shoulder. But we've gone from, in KCBS, cooking the whole butt to now all you're doing is cooking, 3 pound? No more than a 4 pound end there off the pork collar.
Yep. And I remember used to, there was fussing about trying to separate it. It had to remain whole. So they would take and split it open and leave just a little bit. They'd butterfly that thing.
Now you ain't got to do that. I mean, I don't know if all that is the best thing. I mean, I think sometimes the tail's wagging the dog now. The teams they raise enough hell, and because all of them's wanting to get out there later and later in the morning, don't want to damn get up and sit up. And now you're cooking just money muscles, which about like this. You're cooking 4 pound piece of brisket now because they let them cut them down. Chicken's always been small. Ribs always been small. So now you got them getting out there at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, start cooking, turn in.
That's it.
I remember when I went from cooking Memphis in May events totally to when I didn't have a Memphis in May, I wanted somewhere else to go. I love to go. I wanted to go. Whether it was a sanctioned event or not, I went through South Georgia. They used to have a lot of non-sanctioned events that paid good money. I go cook them because I need the money. But I remember started doing some KCBS, and when I first started on the Hunley, the LP tank, me and Dobie, I'd never cooked damn Boston butts. I'd never cooked them because Daddy always cooked shoulders and hams. I'd never just cooked the butt. So, and when I got to doing Memphis in May, that's all you had to cook whole shoulders, which now has since they changed it now to letting them use pork butts. But when I first started cooking KCBS, I cooked the whole shoulder because that's what I knew how to cook, and we won with it.
Right,
first place in pork with it, but I had to sit out there with it at night. And I get it. I get people don't want to sit out and do it, but you know, there's an art to it too. There's a craft to it more than just trying to figure out how to fill up a 9x9 clamshell or the go box, whatever you want to call it. And I think sometimes we get so caught up in, which, you know, I love to do the trophies and all, but I never did try to change the damn way we had to work it. I mean, we always did the whole hog, we did the whole shoulder, and we did the ribs. But nowadays they done lobbied enough to where you're cooking 4 pounds of this and 2 pounds of that, and
right,
that's it.
A lot different game, no doubt.
A lot different game. It's more about and I ain't gonna get you. Don't get me wrong. It's always been about trophies and checks, but you know, there's an art to it too.
No doubt. No doubt.
Welcome to futureofq.com, the home of the next generation of barbecue and grilling legends. From young pitmasters to up-and-coming flavor creators, this is where passion meets smoke. Check out the free issues with videos, stories, competitions, and gear that fuel the fire for tomorrow's rising stars. Join the movement now and celebrate the future of Q. Visit futureofq.com today.
So here we are, man. We're back. Myron Mixon, now that Smokin the interview series. Man, Myron, appreciate you hanging out with us, brother. It's been a long road, and I can't wait to see what's coming next, man, because I know you guys, everything y'all do has been family. I mean, everywhere. I remember way back when Michael was a little stump knocker, man, running around toting wood and just into it, man, just loving it. And so now I know the whole family's into doing what you guys have got happening or whatever. But so with what all you guys got happening, what's next on the bucket list, man? I mean, I know you guys, the hog drop has come, man, and that thing is popping up, and I think that's Michael's baby to some degree, probably. But I know y'all are there every time, and
he's done good with that. I mean, that's I'm the mayor of Unadilla, but it's something that Michael wanted to do. Right? I mean, I got elected and took office in 2016. That's something Michael wanted to do right out the bat, and we've been sponsoring and putting it on since. It's been great for our city. It's just been great. I mean, we can make this thing as big as we wanted to make it. But I don't, and I'm not joking. I mean, we could.
Oh, yeah.
I could go out here in my orchard out here where we do the cook schools, and I could probably get 100 teams lined up to do it. But the thing about it is, it's cool the way we got it. It's an invitational. Michael sets down, decides who's going to get invited, and we have it right here in this little old downtown, our historic downtown in Unadilla, 1,500 people. And it's family oriented. I mean, now don't get me wrong, there's drinking going on, and you can buy alcohol on the street, but we got a cool little old New Year's Eve deal going. I mean, Michael gets in there, we got the motorcycle jump, pig races, and all this kind of stuff, the hatchet throwing, chainsaw carvers, and he does good with it, and a big fireworks display.
right.
And got a lot of vendors and stuff here for the families, but it's cool. And
That's
you wouldn't see something.
Old school barbecue, man. That's what we grew up going to small towns, and the community
Exactly
would
right.
support it and do it. So,
well, we got a wait list, folks wanting to get in to come to it. And I can tell you something. I like it the way it is. I like it the size it is. I don't want to have it. I want everybody to come that wants to come to have a good time, but I don't want all this mess that goes on in Macon and Atlanta and other places on those times of year. We don't need all that. I want it for the kids to be safe and have a good time out there along with the adults having a good time.
right.
And, it's just, it's something that Michael's really worked at. He made it happen, and I'm proud of it. That's just a part of it, and David, as you know, he handles all of our smoker sales and runs the smoker division. He runs all of our wholesale and retail accounts. David's smart. He's smart.
Yeah, he
I
is.
mean, he's smart. You talk about everybody always talks about Myron. It's all about getting paid. I coined that phrase. Well, that damn David took it to another level. Yeah, I told David the other day, I said, I don't want to die. I said, but I got to fix it somehow or the other way he don't beat Michael out of his damn part.
Hey, I remember going to mercy, Rhode Island, way up north, man, Connecticut maybe, and when you guys were doing the smokers up there, and David was there. I mean, he had his own office right there, putting deals together. I remember when he was telling me about the insulation y'all were using those things. Went and bought some military insulation, to go around those things. Just totally different, twice as good for half the price. And I was like, dude, I said, how did you figure that out? He said, I just went to work and looked. And
I'll tell you something. Now, he stays gone a lot traveling, and he's always working to push the brand and to put it out there and keeping us up to date on stuff. And
right.
And my wife, she handles every bit of the shipping here. Faye, she handles every bit of the shipping and stuff for our website. Anybody that orders stuff from me from MyronMixon.com, he ships right out of here at the compound. And she touches every package, so it's all family. It's all family. And
when you added Tracy and all that bunch, I mean, people don't realize that hadn't been there to a cook school or, when you got 80, 90 people show up that you're teaching, and people don't realize how hands-on. I think now, probably through the videos and all that, some of that stuff y'all do shows a lot more how hands-on those schools really are. But yeah, it takes an army to do that.
Oh yeah, it does. And the thing is, it takes that army to make it happen where it is a good an event for the student, for the person that comes. I want them to be entertained. I entertain them. Not only just, it's easier to learn when you're laughing and having a good time. We'll cook over 800 pounds of meat in every class, and because it is hands-on. And I mean, but people enjoy it. And I've never advertised other than what I do now on Facebook and social media stuff, but it's always been word of mouth. It's been word of mouth. People get home back to wherever they come from, and they tell their neighbors and friends about what great time they had, and they come. And I love every one of them. I love every one of them that buys my products and supports my brand. And I had somebody ask me this past weekend when I was at the restaurant, did I get tired of smiling and shaking hands and taking pictures? No, I don't. No, I don't. Because let me tell you why. People have options.
Right.
They didn't have to buy Myron Mixon's products. They didn't have to come to Myron Mixon's restaurant. They didn't have to watch Myron Mixon on Barbecue Pitmasters, but they did. And I appreciate every one of them for doing it. Because again, I know they got options and didn't have to do that.
I hear you. So the bucket list. What you guys got next, man? Something that y'all hadn't done and working on? Maybe
bucket list? I don't know. I mean, I wasn't really looking to do another restaurant, but the opportunity came, and Gatlinburg was a place to do it. We have looked, started looking in Nashville like everybody else. That's then turned into a Disney World. Down there, ain't nothing, man. Yeah, and I know you've been there. I remember going back in the 90s when we cooked down on the river and stuff. Oh, Broadway, that was about seedy down there. I kind of liked it a little bit seedy and sketchy. It ain't nothing but Disney World now. It's about too lit up and bright lights for me. I like it to be a little back alley. It ain't back alley no more. But we've looked there. We got some people that's kind of looking at some spots down there. Maybe we want to go to Nashville. I don't know if we do or not. But as far as that, I mean, that's pretty much about the biggest step we'll make. David's looking to add some more dealers and stuff for the smoker division and that kind of thing. I don't see it.
Barbecue though.
Do what?
It's all barbecue though.
Oh, everything I do. I tell people all the time, my livelihood is based around not everything I do is about barbecue. Everything I do to make a living off of is barbecue. It's not. I don't do something else extra. We have started. We got back to making our own rubs. We do manufacturing, do all those in house now. All the peach wood chunks and stuff that we got come from peach orchards right here in middle Georgia. Even the peach wood pellets and stuff, all that's sourced local. So we're bringing together and bringing stuff back to the house that needs to be back to the house. And one thing I'll say, I know a lot of times people get in these positions, their end game is always to build a package and you sell it to some venture capitalists and all that kind of stuff. And there ain't nothing wrong with that if that's what you want. But, like I know, every time that's ever happened in the barbecue world, the family always cashed out and God bless them. They got a pile of money and they're doing better for themselves. And I get it. Right. But it always something gets sacrificed. And I mean, you think about it, if you step up and you buying a brand and you pay premium for it, well, you got to make money the one that bought it. And generally, the only way you're going to do it is cut corners and cut price and farm it out overseas. That's about the only damn way you can do it.
Right.
And guess what? I don't want to see Myron Mixon's ass farmed out overseas. I don't speak good Chinese.
I hear you, man. Well, we don't want to see you learn the Chinese either. I can't see that happening, man. I'd have to get me one of them translators or whatever to go in my ear. I don't think I'm up for that either. But well, with that, man, hey, listen, we appreciate you so much. And I know we run a little bit over from what I told you, but man, I appreciate it so much. And I know everybody watching gonna learn a lot that they probably didn't know. And but I will tell you this, growing up in the barbecue world, you've always been a consistent, no matter what aspect you are in, whether it's the teaching, the restaurant part, man, you've always let us get right up under your wing and hang in there with you. So we appreciate it. And be 35 years next year for NBBQA. And you've always been a part of that. And we couldn't do it without you. So we definitely thankful for all that help you give us over the years for sure.
Well, I appreciate that, Kel, and I'll do anything to help you, but I'll tell you something, this will be, I guess, my last thing I'll say to you. Your daddy, he'd be proud of you. He'd be proud of you.
Oh, man, I appreciate that. So let's talk to your daddy. So what do you think Mr. Jack would be thinking about now when he saw Myron where he's at now?
I believe he'd be proud of me, but he'd be giving me one of them stern looks, kind of looking down at you like that. Like my dad was all about hard ass work, and he didn't want you doing it unless it was hard. I didn't never, and not today. I sit back, he built stuff to damn withstand a hurricane and a tornado at the same time. If it required 6 nails in a board, he put 26 in the board, and that's just the way my daddy was. But I think he'd be proud of us. I think he'd be proud of us. Again, I'm telling you, and I'm serious as a heart attack. If he hadn't passed away, I don't believe I'd ever started competing, and I just don't. Now, I might have went out to the pig jig every now and then and done something, but you would have never saw Myron Mixon's ass hit the road the way I did if Daddy hadn't passed away. And again, if I could go back and never hit the damn road and have my daddy back, that's what I'd do. Right. But it just didn't work that way. And God's got a plan for all of us. And I love my daddy and I miss him every day. And every day I get older, he gets smarter. Stuff he tried to tell me. you can't tell a young man nothing. And every young man has heard that crap growing up. I heard it, and every young man before me heard it. And and now you get to be in your 60s and 50s, and you say, shit, my daddy tried to tell me, and I wouldn't listen. Could have saved myself some heartache and heartbreak, but that ain't in the cards a lot of times. Most young men and young women, they got to live it before they believe it.
That's right. It's kind of hard to believe 54 now and 54, 63. We're kind of the old cats around in this neighborhood now. But
I can tell you something about being 54 and 63. Being in your 50s and 60s now, to me, and I know it's a cliche, it's like the 40s, being 40 back 20 years ago. Because the way people, I know 50 and 60-year-olds that get around like a 40-year-old did 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People
right.
just, I remember when I was a kid, they got to be 60. A lot of old folks just went home and sat down, They were done.
Right.
They were done. But, you can't be done now at 60 or 63. Your ass got to get out and get the popping. We got too many kin folks depending on us. We got to get it moving.
Oh, we got to keep hustling, man. Got to keep doing it. Indeed.
Right.
Hey, man, Myron, we appreciate you, brother. And next time we see you, we got a little gift for you for being our first guest on Now That Smokin' interview series. And
Appreciate
always,
it,
man, listen, if we can help you anytime, anyway, you let us know, man. We'll be right there swinging away or chopping wood, whatever we need, man. You let us know.
Anytime you can get a break, you come up to dang members class, free of charge. I don't generally let nobody in free, but I'll make a waiver on you.
Well, listen, man, because I'm going to be right there filling that big old friggin' basket full of wood and shoveling them in. I'll be your main shovel man, sir.
All right, you can be the shovel man.
Appreciate you, Myron.
All right, brother. Love you.
You got it. Love you, man. Hey, listen, that's very first Now That Smokin' interview series. Myron Mixon, man, they broke the mold with that fella right there, and just honored to call him a friend. Been riding their coattail, talking about them for years and years and years. And, man, we're honored to have him as our first guest. But with that, we're going to wrap up, and we hope to see you next time. But until then, you keep it smoking.
Welcome to the world of barbecue mastery. With Maverick thermometers, you can elevate your grilling game to new heights. Whether you choose the BT600 remote Bluetooth thermometer for extended range or the reliable PT51 instant read thermometer, you're set for success. Don't forget to use checkout code NTS for a special bonus gift. Let's make your next cookout unforgettable with Maverick thermometers. Happy grilling!
Thanks for joining me, Kel Phelps, on this journey with Now That Smokin' interview series. A big thank you to our amazing guests and to you for listening and checking us out. Share your thoughts or questions with hashtag NowThatSmokin'. Subscribe now for more barbecue tales coming, and catch us next time for another deep dive into the heart and soul of everything barbecue and grilling. Until then, keep it smoking.